Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Instagram facts that probably aren't true. So on Instagram, there's a couple pages that are dedicated to nothing but cold, hard facts. And by cold, hard, I mean they're written by somebody who doesn't really know what they're talking about, and they're either 7 or they don't really know the English language all that well. I did a video on this a couple months ago, but there's just so much knowledge out there to be gained through these facts. I feel like it would be a crime not to share them with the rest of the world. So let's take a look at the first one here. Humans have explored 5% of the ocean in the world. Some marine biologists claim that there are some animals which are 5 to 6 times larger than the blue whale. Now, I don't doubt this to be true, but why did they have to pick the scariest sea monster in the whole world? Why can't we just leave the 95% of the ocean undiscovered if that's what's down there? This photo was captured in 1994 by South African photojournalist Kevin Hart, where a vulture is waiting for a starving little girl to die. He got Pulitzerized prize for his photo. Kevin Carter committed suicide out of depression after capturing this photo and left a note for the world. I think that note would be that if you come across somebody who's dying who you could help at that time, and you're just like, that's kind of a neat thing, I'll snap a picture of that, and you win a prize, I feel like that's going to haunt you for the rest of your life, and it's going to give you depression. You're probably going to want to die. At least he could have done is thrown rocks at the vulture so it would leave this girl alone. Or, I don't know, pick her up and carry her home. Anything other than just take a picture of her. Neil Harbison is the world's first cyborg artist. You know, there are tons of professions for cyborgs to get into, and one of the best ones is being an artist. He has an antenna implanted in his skull that allows him to hear color, see sound. He can also connect to nearby services, Bluetooth, and the internet. Now, what's the point in being able to connect to all these things? Humans can function perfectly fine without them. Like, if he connects to Bluetooth, does his thoughts start playing through speakers? Like, if I'm sitting in my car and he connects to my car's Bluetooth, am I going to hear his thoughts, or is it the other way around? Does my car connect to him, or like my phone, will it connect to his antenna, and all of a sudden music is going to start playing out of his ears and mouth? I feel like this leaves a lot more questions than an actual fact would leave answers. Like, for one, why? Here's one that'll give you nightmares. If you lose one of your teeth in your dream, you need to buy any form of wood when you wake up. A legend said that if you don't do so, any one of your near and dear person will die soon. Do you believe this? So instead of telling your kids that the tooth fairy is going to come when they lose a tooth in their sleep, you can now tell them that if they don't bite a piece of wood, mommy and daddy are going to die. In the 1980s, a man with a really bad OCD shot himself attempting suicide. Instead, he ended up shooting the part of the brain responsible for OCD and curing it. He then went to become an A-plus college student 5 years later. What if he wasn't attempting suicide? What if the doctors told him exactly what was causing his OCD and they refused to remove it? So he's like, screw it all, and just took a gun and shot himself, hoping he'd hit it. And it just worked. And he's an A-plus student, whatever that means, since I've never been one. So he's got to be some sort of genius. After watching a documentary about women being tortured and killed in the basement, a woman realized she was actually living in the same apartment. I feel like the best way for that documentary to end, to really screw with this girl, would be like a guy pops up at the end, and he's like, and the torturing still continues today. I guess that wouldn't really be funny for her, but it'd be pretty entertaining, probably cause a panic attack. The hollow earth theorists claim there are 3 substantial openings in the inner earth. Alright, wait a second. So, how many earth theorists are there? We have the round earth, which is what it is. And then we have flat earthers, which are just crazy. And now we have people that believe the earth has holes in it and it's hollow. There's one hole at each of the poles and one in the Himalayas. Suspended in the center hollow is an interior sun divided by day and night sides. The inhabitants are superhumans or guardians of the planet. If there's a sun in the middle, how could it be divided by day and, like, a sun is a sphere that's just a big bright thing? Is there like a sun in the middle and another earth, and half of the earth is dark and the other half is in the daylight? I don't understand. But what do these guardians of the planet even do? Like, we still have natural disasters and bad things happen all the time, and like, where are they? Why come they're not coming out of their holes? Did you know you'll end up really disappointed if you think people will do for you as you do for them? Not everyone has the same heart as you. So in other words, just screw everybody and do what you want and make yourself happy, because that's the only place that happiness is going to come from, is yourself. So you might as well just do whatever you want to do and not help anybody. And then you'll probably end up alone, like this guy who looks like he's just sitting on a bench staring at a city by himself, because the only person he pleases is himself. Did you know? Great judgment by Supreme Court. Son can now divorce his wife if she tries to separate him from an old parent. Wait, what? There's almost too many facts in this one. Like, there's a lot to dissect here. So the Supreme Court said that a child, can now divorce his wife. So does that mean a mom married her son and now he can divorce her if she tries to separate him from an old parent? But if she's the old parent, is she separating him from like a grandma? I don't understand. What? Did you know Hazik Kazi, I hope that's his name, this 12-year-old boy from Poon, designed a ship named Irvis that can clean up the world's ocean. I don't know what that sign means, but I'm assuming it means and. Get rid of the plastic that pollutes oceans. He worked with scientists and third designers to come up with the more concrete model of Urus. This 12-year-old boy from Poon decided he wanted to clean up the ocean, it's a cool thing to do. So he just decided he was going to work with scientists and third designers to get that done. Whatever that means. I'm assuming that third designers means a third party. So it's him, scientists, and a third party. Or maybe it just means 3D designers. Maybe that's how they came up with that picture of that ship. That's probably what that is. Did you know 17,000 trees will be cut down in South Delhi for making houses for politicians in central government? It is already the world's most populated capital city, and now it'll become even worse. Not only is it the most populated city, but now it's going to be full of liars and cheaters and crooks. Or maybe they're just have really nice forests, and whoever wrote this is sad because the trees are being cut down. That could be it too. There is a theory that some people believe that is Eminem died in 2006 and was replaced by another person since then. Why? Is he Paul McCartney? Is he the new Paul McCartney? What the hell? I love the things that they try and point out here. Like the arrow pointing to maybe his temple. And it's like, look how different this is compared to this picture, which is completely covered up by his hat and you can't even tell. And this is Eminem when he's 40 compared to when he, 26 maybe? Yeah, that's a fake Eminem, because the Eminem that I remember, he wore sun visors, not beanies. That is a fraud. And look at that fake jaw. I don't even know how you get a fake jaw. It looks exactly the same as the other one, but that thing is fake. We're just going to ignore the fact that he's got the same nose, eyes, mouth, everything else is the same, but he changed his hat and his jaw got pointier, maybe? I don't know, I feel like this older version of Eminem's just kind of fatter. So this is going to be the last one. A boy genius named Brandon Bremer could read at 18 months, graduate high school at 10, and composed music. He shot himself at 14 to donate his organs for those in need. What a true hero. Instead of using his brain power and his genius to come up with other like scientific medical ways to help these people, since he was such a genius, he felt like the only thing he could do is shoot himself to donate like the 4 body parts people could use. I mean, I'm not going to discredit him, and this is obviously a cold hard fact, but are you sure he was a genius? Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you learned something today, then you're doing better off than I am, that's for sure. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you happen to come across any weird Instagram pages or even a weird video, go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you learned anything today or which one of these facts blew your mind, or whichever one maybe you already knew. And don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload new videos, like my next video coming up, where I teach you how to solve problems you don't have using everyday house items that you probably don't have. See you guys next time.
I was trying to make it lying.